Welcome back, everybody, and this is the final level of the Shareware episode before we move on to uncharted territory. And of course, to press it home further, there's the prepare for descent at the end of the mission briefing, just to let you know how serious it all is. Alright, so like before, you were just thrown into the action without any formal entry room, again with Class 1 drones, but this will turn into much worse enemies later on. But this level is kind of a maze. There's a lot of areas where you really don't need to go, and a lot of routes to get to where you do need to go, with offshoots where you don't need to go, if any of that made sense. So it's kind of like you have to know the level inside out to move efficiently and expediently through it. Otherwise you could kind of get stuck, kind of lost in side passages and stuff. Completely not relevant to finding any of the keys at all. Oh my goodness. Did not even realize you were there. And if I'm lucky, I might get a cloak here, which might prove useful in this level. So now that I have it, let's use it. Let's go to where it matters. After I get rid of these lame medium lifters. Alright, and here it is, the blue key, all ready set for us. Which means we can now go back to the entrance room if we wanted to, but there's another way to get to the same place, the yellow key. In fact, there's like a whole complete loop with a huge domed room that you don't even need to go to at all. It's just there. It's kind of cool looking, but unfortunately we probably won't be going there, because it's just a couple unnecessary Super Hulks I'd rather not deal with. And speaking of Super Hulks, there's one down there. Let's see if I can get the homers to do what I want. Alright. That was pretty minimal impact for me. That was pretty awesome. Oh, some random complex cube room for no reason. I guess the designer was testing out his prowess with making cubic structural designs. Oh gosh, I think there's a Super Hulk down there. I don't remember. Well, judging from the multitude of homing missiles I'm throwing at it, okay, yep. And the point value, it was a Super Hulk. It's a good thing I didn't poke my face down there. Never quite understood the reason behind that cross-like room. What was the point of it? Ah, here we go. I was mistaken. I guess we will be going through the dome section here. I thought that was in another area entirely. I'm all out of homers. But yeah, looking at this particular room, this is pretty awesome that they were able to create something like this out of nothing but cubes. And then of course you go from an awesome room like that to nondescript hallways like this. You're like, oh, okay. It's kind of a visual whiplash there. Hey, look, invulnerability. Let's not touch it. I can kind of see this invulnerability being sort of useful based on the nearby passage, which leads you straight to the red door, and thus the boss. So you could probably quickly grab that and then move onward to the boss door and have a little bit of invulnerability left to get rid of some of the lackeys in the boss room, which of course happen to be the toughest enemies that you have thus far encountered in the game. Super Hulks and Class 1 drillers. Enjoy! Much fun was had all around. Now we get to a small little maze setup here. Not too bad though. It's mainly just drones and hulks. However, there is one super hulk, and he is up here. Let's see. Where is he? There he is. Oh gosh. Let's not get in his line of sight. Wow, still not dead. Ow. Oop, gotta use this cloak. Gotta clear out the hostage room. Oh, get out of my way. And I'll come back for that shield boost in just a second. Because the most important thing is to kill this guy before my cloak wears off. That is mucho importante. And he is gone. And a pretty obvious secret here. Ow, how did that happen? Wow, they're pretty generous on the cloaks in this level. Not that I'm complaining. Okay, decision time. I'm gonna pick these guys up. Because if I'm not mistaken, the boss door will actually lock behind me, trapping me in the boss room. So this is not a matter of coming back for the hostages after you've beaten most of the enemies minus the boss. It's just not going to let you. This game is, or at least this level, is cruel in that sense. Something to be aware of. But from here on, it's a clear shot to the boss. And it's really not that hard of a boss once you really get down to it. It's just a matter of removing the Class 1 drillers and the Super Hulks that reside in the area. If you get rid of them, pretty much it's just a ring around the rosy. It's a huge circular donut boss room. As long as you keep moving and you take pot shots, every pass you make on the boss, you're never really going to get hurt, and you're never really going to die. It's just getting a foothold in the door around the Super Hulks and the Class 1 drillers that will ultimately see you through the day. Alright, so let's proceed cautiously. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Oh, no! 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 That was completely cheap. The boss just spawned right in front of the door. I mean, right in front of the entry hallway. How are you gonna dodge that? Seriously. Okay, that was my first death. Wonderful. I was hoping to make it at least through the Shareware episodes without dying once. Not gonna happen. And I'm gonna have to white card picking up this death spew because, well, there's really only one way into the boss room, and it's this hallway. So, viewers out there, please forgive me. I had to pick up my death spew. I really wish I didn't, but what are you gonna do? I have to get into the boss room. Pretty impressive for a game back in the early 1990s to have a huge indoor environment, 3D no less, like this. So this is pretty impressive. Oh my goodness. Must keep running. Okay, this is where we... Oh, die. Okay. This is where we go through and we go around and around and around. As long as we keep moving, the smart missile... Oh, there's the boss. The smart missiles from the boss and the homing missiles from the Super Hulks will never touch us. Just keep moving. But yes, I remember when I first played this guy scared the crap out of me. I mean, first off, he's huge. He looks unlike any other robot you've encountered thus far. And he has a weapon that you've never seen before in the game, which you'll get later, of course, in level 8, the level right after this. But I mean, it just makes for one moment of just nightmare fuel. What is that thing? Let's quickly get some shields. Might do us some good in the next level. And yeah, that's pretty much most of the level. I skipped a couple of it, but whatever. And with that, we have completed the Shareware portion of the game, and we will be moving on to the more official version of the game after you've completed purchasing it. You know, back in the 1990s. Anyway, That's the end of this video, so see you later. Poor hostages.